Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching this. My name is Marcus Octavius, and you are in the Foxxhole. Wow, I got a lot of stuff to get through, and hopefully you guys will not get bored by it. Excuse me. Because I feel like it's very important, and I'm citing a lot of my friends, of course, in a time of COVID, who are in need of recognition, and basically doing what I can to help out the artists and performers that I know about. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. I got a number of shout outs here that I want to give. The first one is to a group of DJs out of Asheville: DJ Arachne, DJ Vitriol, DJ Alvita. I swear to God, that's the guy's name, Alvita, and DJ Mr. Morrow. They did a Twitch stream last night. Asheville Creatures of the Night Alone Together. It was a four-parter, four DJs basically working together. They're sort of a combination of the different nights that they host. One of them is one that I personally attend called Altair, which is out of Asheville, and a number of them are based out of the 27 Club, which hopefully when this whole thing is over with, we'll all get back to. One of the things that somebody said on the chat room was that, you know, they miss concerts, they miss dance nights, and I know a lot of us feel the same. Hopefully, when this is all over with, we can get back to that in some semblance of normalcy. But I wanted to shout those four people out. Very good DJs as far as I'm concerned. If you like my stuff, try to keep an eye out for them on either Facebook, or I know both of them have presence on Twitch. They broadcast from time to time. Or keep an eye on my personal Facebook page, facebook.com/Marcus Octavius. And I usually push and promote them in whatever they're doing. And now we're moving on. Paper Moon Studios here in Greenville, South Carolina. They host a second Saturday get-together. And it's basically a collective of different artists doing different things. It's the residence artist, and they have a number of different things that they promote. Blacklight art, mural art, abstract art. They even have a yoga specialist and a person who makes handmade jewelry. And it's pretty much just a get together, hang out, see the stuff, buy the stuff. A lot of artists, of course, you know, I'm a very visual artist. I'm a performer, an entertainer, and things of that nature. But people who do still art, like I mentioned, the mural, the abstract stuff, they deserve recognition as well. The old joke about starving artists, well, right now it's very true. So if you're too uncomfortable going during this time, I very much understand. But look them up on Facebook. They have a Facebook page, Paper Moon Studios. Give the owner a shout out. Her name is Holly, very nice woman. See what they have on hand. See if you can't make some sort of arrangement. But I wanted to give them a shout out as well. Also, a place that I want to give a shout out that I feel deserves a lot of recognition is the Radio Room here, also in Greenville, South Carolina. And October 9th, they're going to be hosting what's called their Masquerade, their second Masquerade. It's supposed to have art performances, a DJ, a costume contest, a drag show. And for those of you who are of a little bit more of a geeky persuasion, they're supposed to have a LARP tournament, a live action role playing tournament. I'm not sure what the game is. Obviously, you can probably look it up, but they also have a presence on Facebook as well. I believe it's Radio Room Greenville or something of that nature. Also, as some of you may have seen already, I have posted it on Facebook. October 3rd, my live drumming class, it will be on Zoom. It is going down. It is going to happen. So please keep that date clear. It'll be sometime in the afternoon, probably 2 or 3 o'clock. On October 3rd. I know some of you are not on the East Coast. As a matter of fact, I think I have 1 or 2 followers of mine who are in Canada. So please adjust your time accordingly. But October 3rd, 2 or 3 o'clock, the live drumming class on Zoom, hosted by yours truly. Also, I wanted to give a special shout out to a friend of mine who's going through a tough time. I've mentioned him before on the playlist, Stephen G. Atkins. As some of you may or may not know who follow me on Facebook, Facebook has decided to crack down on artists basically doing covers, among many other things. And I know Steven personally. We were in a band together. He's trying to do basically what we're all doing, is trying to get to the other end of this so that we can get back to a better time. Please look him up, Stephen G. Atkins. He has a presence on Facebook as well as YouTube. He does do original content as well as covers. Please look him up. He's a talented artist. I cannot shout him out enough. He's a bit persnickety, but a lot of us can be. So please give a look out for him, Stephen G. Atkins. And in memoriam, Toots Hibbert, who I understand is a reggae pioneer. Very legendary down, of course, in the coast, and very niche artist. One of the first reggae artists has passed away. I believe he passed away either yesterday or today, and I wanted to give a shout out to him and say rest in peace, sir. Now, let's get to the reason you all tuned in, the list. Rejoining the Foxxhole, New Order, U2, REM, Gunship, and Jessie Fyre, both of whom, Gunship and Jessie Fyre, have new music coming out, has had new music come out this week, so everything related to them, as far as this particular list is concerned, is brand new. Also, in the list, I've included, of course, highlights for 2 or 3 different bands. And the first one I want to cite is an LA-based synth darkwave group called Cold Clave, which is something of a solo project for a gentleman named Wesley Elsod, who many of you may know from Give Up the Ghost and a couple of other bands. 2 studio albums, 3 compilations, 11 EPs, and they have a very heavy Joy Division influence, especially their earlier stuff. Excuse me. Told you I have a lot to say. But I believe they've been featured on the Foxxhole before. I'm not entirely sure, but give them a listen. Also, New York City punk rap Afro punk outfit Rebelmatic, once described as the sound of James Brown in a mosh pit, if you can imagine such a thing. 4 albums to their credit. They also are mainstays of the Afro punk movement, as well as the Afro punk festivals. They apparently played the New York versions in 2013 and 2017. The lead rapper, who goes by Creature, also has solo work, including 5 albums. Now, this last artist is one that I had to debate a little, because I tried to steer clear of country music. And it's no offense to country artists in and of themselves, but it's just not exactly music that I generally go to. However, I heard a particular song by this artist on public radio, national public radio, as a matter of fact, and the sound really caught my ear. It's kind of a throwback sound to 50s and 60s rock. So think, not necessarily Elvis Presley, but kind of Carl Perkins, the sort of shuffle rock and roll, if you will. And that's a gentleman named Sturgill Simpsons from Jackson, Kentucky. 4 albums. He also has 3 Grammy nods, with 1 win to his credit. One of the interesting things I found out is that he actually cut a deal with Netflix and an anime company to produce an anime inspired by his latest album, Sound and Fury. And if you have a Netflix subscription, look it up. It's called Sturgill Simpsons Presents Sound and Fury. And I can't remember if it's an anime movie or an anime TV show. I believe it's a movie, a 40-minute movie, but it's based around his latest album, which is a little bit more 50s, 60s rock and roll centered and a little less country. Now, unfortunately, the sad news is that I believe back in April, he is currently sick with COVID. So we wish him all the best. Sturgill Simpsons, please get well soon, sir. And finally, we're having a return to form for our senior officer. I decided to go back and pluck Velvet Underground again. And it's a song, I believe, inspired by the artist Andy Warhol. So we're all art loaded this particular week in the Foxxhole. Please like, share, subscribe. All the links are down below, of course. Please keep a lookout for the artists I mentioned: Stephen G. Atkins, DJ Arachne, DJ Vitriol, DJ Alvita, and DJ Mr. Morrow. And please also look up the businesses that I cited. They have a Facebook presence: Paper Moon Studios and the Radio Room. I'm Marcus Octavius. Enjoy the list.